Well, welcome to another fun-filled, action-packed episode of Vanderwan Gardens. So, our beautiful little honeybees have been here for just about 2 weeks. No, actually, yesterday was 2 weeks. And they're doing their thing. They're flying in and flying out. I'm going to do a hive inspection tomorrow and see how much straw and comb they've got. I learned last week at the apiary meeting from the master beekeeper that you see how there's a hive reducer and how some hives have that completely open. He said that 3 inches by 5/8 is how they would build hives in the wild, typically over and over again. That's the size of their entrance if they have the choice to build one. So, always keep in your entrance reducers. So, got some water for them, and I guess one of the things that I really wanted to take a look at here was all the beautiful flowers. So when I mow this weekend, I'm going to have to make sure that I leave some of these patches of flowers for these little ladies to come and eat. Although, strangely enough, I'm not seeing a whole lot of them in here. But then again, it is an overcast, rainy day, and they probably have better sources of nectar elsewhere, you know. I was listening to one of the botanists at the apiary meeting talking about how I think it was locust tree. She was trying to give locust tree. I'm like, why are you trying to give locust tree? Like, what does it do? Does it give apples? Does it give locusts? I don't know. And she's like, well, it has a sustained high nectar content. So while it flowers and looks pretty, but doesn't look as pretty as like a dogwood or an apple tree or something, it seems to have a lot of nectar. So in the back here, you'll notice I haven't mowed all season except for just like little paths around it. Where those orange fences are, those are 2 apple trees and a sour cherry tree that I got from the gardening meeting. So I have some swarm traps here, just in case anybody swarms. You can see it right there. And I've got another one that I built up here on a log. And if those, if the bees ever try to abscond on me, then maybe I can catch them in one of them swarm traps. So let's just take a nice walk over and take stock of what the garden looks like today. So there's the greenhouse. Inside there is a bed. This year I built 3 new beds. Over here was the pile of dirt that I used to fill those beds. And I planted wildflower seeds all in here, but it looks like the weeds have decided to claim ownership. So here I've got some potatoes. They're doing pretty good. I planted them early on in the season. Bed number 1 has got beans and radishes and lettuce. So the lettuce is just coming up. I tried to grow it with seed tape, but the seed tape didn't take. So then I planted like 3 seeds per hole. And as you can see, some of these holes have more seeds. And then the weeds have tried to take that over, so I weeded that yesterday. Radishes are doing good, so I need to plant another row of radishes so that way I can get radishes for more than just 1 week. And over here, well, you see this little thing here? So I vermicompost. So what I do is I put cucumbers and all sorts of stuff in the worm bin, and then they chew it up. But those are cucumber seedlings. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, I better not touch this fence. This thing's still on. So when I put the worm castings in the garden bed, I'm finding cucumber seeds everywhere, which I don't mind. So here I've got some tomatoes, many different varieties, and on the end I've got 4 green pepper plants. I got some flowers, more flowers. Mr. Kevin gave me those. Over here I got some asparagus, and those are some squash, zucchini, eggplant. And these 2 pepper plants, they were flowering, and so I'm like, you know what? Let me give them to the bees and see if the bees can't help them get pollinated. So I guess those are guard bees, huh? Guard. Oh, you see the pollen. A couple of watering stations with rocks, so that way the bees can climb out, but unfortunately it looks like 4 of them didn't. So over here is potatoes that I had that we kept too long in the kitchen. And over here, I haven't decided what to do with those, but I've got some extra dirt. So I'm gonna fill up the bags. Oh, over here is a new project. Black beans, chickpeas, red beans, and pinto beans. So we're gonna see, I'm gonna put beans in all of these bags and see if we can't have beans. Speaking of beans, I think this is green beans. They're gonna go up this trellis. Well, I mean 2x4 or whatever. And this is what the greenhouse looks like currently. Hello, greenhouse. So, I got, oh, what are they called? Marigolds, pepper plant, avocado plant, broccoli. The broccoli's going good. No crowns though. Some more cucumbers, some tomato plants I got to give away to somebody because I got too many tomato plants. I got beets and tomatoes and, oh wait, I think I got onions planted in here. Although I don't know if I see anybody coming out of there. See, there's some more of those. Like, I don't think that that's an onion. I think that's one of them cucumbers. And then you can see next to it is a tomato from last year. So I don't need a million tomato plants in here because this place gets crowded quickly. Scotch bonnet and Carolina Reaper and Kangstar Lemon Starburst. Scotch bonnet. This is my little tapper. Okay, more cucumbers. These are all different styles of peppers. All of them spicy. Can't wait. Some flowers, some more seedlings I got to give away to people. This guy was overwintered from last night. These are sugar snap peas. We got some. I didn't realize you guys were doing that. Oh, wow, I've already got stuff. Oh, I'm going to get you as soon as you start turning nice dark green. So in here again, I've got lettuce and spinach. So I got to get the family after the spinach because the spinach, you know, I mean, as long as you don't take from the center, you can take from the outside and crunch, 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 crunch. Beautiful. I mean, looks like somebody else had a meal there, but the gardening club is going to have a giveaway of perennials, but I think they intended it to be just for flowers. But all of these are hot peppers, which are perennials, so I'm going to see if they'll be happy to take these off my hands, because for some reason, not everybody likes to have super hot peppers. Got some more cucumbers. Oh, don't throw away your old washing machines, folks. They make great tables. So that's what the greenhouse looks like. Oh, and somebody on the YouTube channel said, hey, can you tell us about what you did to bolster up this greenhouse? So I tried many things, but nothing has worked better than just those, you know, those things that wrap around your water pipes in the basement? There's like an adhesive, so it's kind of rigid, but it gives. I tape it in place, and since I've done this, I have not had water collecting in the top. So that is a necessity. And another necessity is, let's see if I can find an example of this. So you see how I got ropes tying down the outside of the greenhouse that were not part of the original kit? Well, down here is a piece of steel rebar that's 2 feet long that I hammered into a, like a, into a J, and then I hammered it in diagonally, and then I have one here, here, here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side. So I have 12 2-foot pieces of steel rebar holding down this tent so that way when it gets windy, it doesn't take away. And then I have the whole skin of it tied down to the bottom framework, and those steel rebars are also going over the bottom steel tubes. So not only is the outside anchored by these ropes, but also the whole frame of it is anchored to those steel rebars. So, oh, and on this one side, to add further stability, this whole bed here, this whole bed is screwed in to these posts. So this post goes down, this post is screwed in to that 2x8. So, I mean, the framework is definitely not going anywhere. The skin, I think, is going to rip itself to pieces before it actually does anything else. But, I mean, this is the second year of it. And, you know, you can see some wear and tear. Like on the windows, there's some holes in the screens, you know, but that's okay. But all in all, definitely very happy with my choice. Oh, and I added some lights in here. And I added a hanging basket that my wife was going to throw away because, you know, they didn't have any use for it. But meanwhile, I'm using it to keep all my seeds and stuff up off of the table, you know, like, so that way I don't put my pen down here because, you know, Sharpies don't like to get wet, you know, so I just hang it up here so that way I always know where it's at. And yesterday I fed everybody with the Maxi Grow. This is not a commercial or anything, but at least every other week I try to feed them. So anyway, this has been Vanderwan Gardens, and I'm Ken, and I can't wait to start eating some of them sugar snap peas. I've been eating the spinach. Very happy with what's going on. Thanks and goodbye.